Plus Kuzuzanpola universe, I'm here, your creativity catalyst, and I'm so happy today that I have the honor to bring to you our beloved Ocean WhiteHawk, lovingly called as Mother Ocean by her beloved students. And Mother Ocean is here in Bhutan for actually TEDxThimphu, which is happening in Bhutan after almost a decade. And Mother Ocean's topic was actually on benevolence is all we need. And of course, we'll be later on talking a little bit on that. But before that, I would like to pass this mic to you and Mother Ocean, if you want to, before we go into the Q&A, if you want to say anything to our Bhutanese brothers and sisters.
Thank you. Thank you. So the first word I'm learning is Kuzuzanpola. And many heart greetings to beloved Bhutanese family. I somehow, being here, found myself, this is the second time. I was here 10 years ago, which I brought a group of beloved students, and we did a retreat here, 10 days retreat. So we were very thrilled because to us, Bhutan, being this, the kingdom that emphasizes on happiness as opposed to profit and loss, as opposed to capitalism. Yes. So we were very impressed. We did not see big billboards of Coca-Cola, of Christian Dior, of designer labels. So that clearly told us of the substance. There was something magical in a spiritual way about Bhutan. So I'm not sure why it took me 10 years to be back. So it was really an honor to be here as one of the speakers for TEDxThimphu. And apparently it has been over 10 years as well since you had your last TEDx. Yes. So arriving here this time without beloved students, with this assignment of perhaps saying something useful, something that is useful in a practical way, but spiritual in terms of lifting our spirits and our confidence. So yes, I spoke about benevolence. And I want to say, today is actually my last day, and I'm flying out early tomorrow. And it'll be 2 weeks since I have been here. And the magic of Bhutan, I can go on and on to speak about that. So yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mother Ocean. And actually, it's such a coincidence. You just said that you are back in Bhutan after 10 years. And I was also saying TEDx is also here after about 10 years. So looks like you have actually brought TEDxThimphu to Bhutan, I think, through your blessings. Okay, now, what I want to actually touch upon is, as you know, that I call myself as creativity catalyst, and I've also written a book on creativity. Yeah. Now, your subject, not only the talk that you gave on TEDxThimphu, which both of us have actually shared, benevolence is all we need.
The secret.
Yes, benevolence is all secret that we need. So I see some kind of linkages with what I'm also trying to say here. Now, if I may say, in this book, of course, there are so many things, but one main thing that I'm also saying is creativity is also mindfulness. And also in somewhere here, I also say that creativity at its highest could be understood as an enlightenment. And enlightenment, as we know, especially in most religion, especially in Buddhism, it is kind of an ultimate state wherein you are totally free, you are egoless, basically you are a kind of a perfect soul or whatever you want to say. I'm sure you know much better to explain this. So now, since benevolence also, from my understanding, interpret it in that way. So my question to you, or not really question, if you would like to comment on my statement that creativity's ultimate goal or state could be enlightenment. So would you like to comment on that?
So creativity is enlightenment.
That's
What Beloved is saying. Yes. So the way that I experience creativity, I do see creativity as part of the divine. The divine meaning something more than just a physical, material, and intellectual reality or intellectual paradigm. So creativity belongs, calibrates at a much higher frequency where all is possible. So in that sense, I do see the connection with enlightenment, as you are saying, because when we are open to receive, when we are open to allow new states of being, new ideas, new possibilities that will bring new solutions for restoration, for deep transformation, for healing, then indeed, creativity allows us to free ourselves from being stuck, right? So, for example, when we experience, say we open the front door of our life, and then we see an obstacle. If you do not have access to your creativity, which I see it as part of our divine nature, then we feel hindered, we feel blocked. Then, of course, we will feel dispirited, downhearted. Maybe sometimes we feel hopeless if the predicament, problems, seems to be insurmountable. But when you're creative, first it's like believing there is an internal power that goes beyond your intellectual mind, right? The creative mind actually has a different seat in your brain. So the intellect is on the left side, the left hemisphere of the brain. And the creative mind is actually your right brain, right hemisphere, which we also call our spiritual brain. Yes, so
right
indeed,
brain is
the spiritual brain,
and also
which
the
is the
creative.
creative brain.
Wow, okay.
So indeed then, right, we can put it together. And of course, enlightenment is to do with our deep spirituality, the realization of our true nature, our Buddha nature. So,
Wow.
excellent.
So that is so inspiring and so encouraging, because I was not really sure. As I said, these are just my own simple hypothesis that I've come up with. But now, getting almost like an endorsement from a master like you, it is really something encouraging for me. And also now, you, Mother Ocean, you very often, not very often, I think you almost always, in your public discourse, you always talk about the 8 billion, the population of our earth, as your beloveds, yeah? And also your mission or your wish or your hope is that all these 8 billion people are freed from suffering, and meaning they become enlightened or they become prosperous, so there is no suffering. And I also talk about that, but from my creativity point of view, I also say that once we pursue creativity, I mean, not to the enlightenment level, that is the end point of my understanding of creativity. But before you reach there, if you really unleash the creativity power that we have in we as the human, as of now, I believe we are using only 2.5% of the creativity potential that we have in humanity. And just imagine, I mean, just understand that with just 2.5% of human creativity that we are using, that how far we have come from a stone age to space age. Now, if we use the remaining 97.5 make all just like today's 2.5 creativity, then the state of our world will be much better. It will be like a Shangri-La or a Beul, what you say. So this is what I want to say. But now I would like to stop here, and I'd like to request you if you can talk a little bit on the 8 billion as your beloveds. I mean, if you could a little bit explain on that and what is your mission. And of course, I've just touched just a small, but if you can share this with our listeners here.
Okay. All right. Thank you, beloved. I would say, first of all, the perspective is not just that it's a concept, that a lovely concept, a lofty concept that I regard 8 billion as my beloveds. It is actually true. We are one organism with 8 billion cells. We can say we are one organism, divine organism that has spiritual intelligence, that has benevolence. What does that mean? It means no judgment. It means all good. It means the ability to not feel threatened, to not have the need to protect because we have mistrust that others will hurt us. But to be so confident inside, because that confidence comes from being at ease with yourself. And being at ease with yourself also requires, for example, wonderful practices in our Buddhist teachings, right? How you must have right thought, the way you think, how you need to evolve your thinking beyond the dualistic paradigm of good and bad, right and wrong, me and the other, right? And so the way we look at life then will be different, and of course that automatically affects how we feel emotionally, right? So that means also we need to clear our heart. So I will say it's about cleaning our heart up. For example, it means letting go of grievances. It is remarkable and insanely foolish for us to hold grudges. It's like choosing to keep poison in our own heart. If we are smart, what has happened has happened. No amount of grievances and anger is going to change what happened. Then, if we are loving towards self, forgive. Because, truly, if we ask ourselves, am I perfect? No. So why would we project out that the other person has to be perfect in the way that we expect them? So we too may have hurt people knowingly and unknowingly. So this also means the power of humility, right? Be humble.
Yes.
And being humble, do the work, the practice, right? You are beloved nation of compassion, of wisdom, right? Buddhist teachings I call it blazing wisdom, not just ordinary wisdom. It's wisdom that trails a glorious path to liberation. Liberation from suffering, because all suffering comes from the way your mind is thinking, unlovingly, towards yourself and towards others, right? So benevolence, indeed, it is the truth. It is not us trying to be benevolent. Our true state, without grievances, without judgments, without attacking self or others, and realizing, actually, a very important factor, that everything that happens is a gift for our learning, for our evolution, for our spiritual realization.
Mother Ocean, I heard from your guide that I was really surprised. He said that you were at the burning lake, which we lovingly call as the Memberso. Yes, you were there for 5 hours. I mean, I have not heard even Bhutanese having spent that long at a stretch in that sacred burning lake. So I just wanted to request if it's okay with you to share. I mean, why 5 hours? I mean, and also kind of what happened during that 5 hours.
I would say that my character is very much going for depth, to go into something deeply. So I am not good at just looking from the outside, sightseeing. And of course, that particular spot, right, we have this incredible great master, Terton Pema Limpa, which I would say, I am still new, right, to the teachings in a way, although I have been teaching esoteric teachings for now 30 years or so. So to feel that holy site, it is wholly sacred, besides just looking at the beauty, and it's very beautiful, right? You have the bridge, then you have this lovely river flowing in, and then this deep waters you call the lake, right? And I was told by beloved guide where beloved Pema Lingpa jumped in, right, and retrieved the treasures twice, right, second time witnessed by the people. And he is, as someone who is new to the secrets of his teachings, I just felt so humbled I could be there. And so instead of just looking at the place from the outside, I also brought some sutras, and so I did some practice, some smoke offering, cleansing, not just for myself, right? As 8 billion is my family. So whatever I do, I also feel it is for all. It is for all. So it felt even more meaningful. So it was no effort at all, timeless. The 5 hours, in truth, I could be there for longer. Had it not been, the dusk would set in, the dusk, right, the evening, and of course the temperature would be, was getting colder, I would have been very happy to be there. In fact, there's a side of me even thinking how marvelous if one can camp there. But, of course, this is not part of it. So being there for 5 hours really is nothing. So easy. I closed my eyes, I sat, in fact, I didn't move. I think beloved guide said he was so surprised he's never seen somebody sitting there closing their eyes to meditate for over an hour and not move, because what that place is offering, that spot, is not just history, so many centuries ago, but it is a living energy. Wow. And beloved Bhutan, you have this. And beloved Bhutanese, you have this at your doorstep. Please, all go to Bumtang.
As we know that presently our world is not really at peace. There's so much disturbances.
Not really, not at all.
Yes.
At peace.
Yes, not at all. Yes, I remain corrected. So therefore, as you have been trying to say, benevolence is all that we need today, and more than ever, I think, today. So thank you very much for that, and we definitely would like to know more about it in future. And as we have been meeting people during your trip this time, and many have actually requested that if you could stay longer so that you can spread this message to a wider audience. So in line with that, I just like to, before we conclude this brief talk, I like to request you and wish that you will return to Bhutan at the earliest for your next trip. But before that, I would like to request if you want to say, what are your insights, key takeaways, if any, from your trip this time to Bhutan? That is first, and then Secondly, maybe you want to end by saying when you would like to come back to Bhutan.
My takeaways from this visit, I think it's really made a very strong impression how unusual Bhutan is as a nation. As a kingdom, first of all, the adoration of beloved Bhutanese people for their beloved king. And it's also clear that this was not just what shall we say, like a given adoration because we should love our king. In this visit, I can see visibly how the king cares for his people, and such a wise king, and such also a far-sighted king, and such a hands-on king, actually. I remember when I was here 10 years ago, if my recollection is accurate, the beloved king has just had his firstborn. And I remember reading the celebration was planting 108,000 trees with the beloved people. That's awesome. So this, for the first time, I've been to many, many different countries, but this is the first time I experienced how the king and his people are genuinely so closely connected on the heart level. And that is, I've never seen that before, neither have I read before. And I would say for that, every single person should make sure before they kick the bucket, they come to Bhutan.
Oh, thank you.
But not just once, not just once, like I came once, but it took me, and when will I come back? For all the secrets, and these are the inner secrets, the spiritual secrets, the divine secrets, as well as the genuine, progressive, how we evolve as a human being without depleting our life's force, because we are so caught up in capitalism, in squeezing the profits for the shareholders, that people do not experience their well-being. And here, I've just heard about, for the last couple of years or so, about the mindfulness city, GMC.
Yes.
What a vision! What a vision! May it flourish, may grow, may we all from all corners of the earth come and be part of it. That is my sincere prayer.
Thank you so much, Mother Ocean. That was really, really something really touching us. I mean, it touched me. I'm sure this will touch all our Bhutanese, that you had such a kind words to talk about the relationship between our king and our citizens, the close, the bonding that we have, and how much our king cares for his citizens and his country. And also, actually, I wanted to touch, but it's because of, I think, some time limitation, I didn't, but you definitely touched it. The extraordinary gift that is coming from Bhutan to the world, the Gelugpa Mindfulness City, which is born out of His Majesty the King. So thank you so much, Mother Ocean. Then, as I was saying earlier, when do you think you can visit next? Bhutan?
You know, I don't know whether beloved Bhutan would accept me, but I found myself thinking I definitely feel as a heart daughter of Bhutan. I somehow feel deeply and care deeply about the land here, the vision it has, and the role that it already plays, but it will continue to hold that genuine vibration and frequency of the light of enlightened ways of living, match with also prosperous economic growth. We feel that is coming for Bhutan. And so for that, I would pledge my heart, my energy, and my time to be here to serve, assist, especially for my sisters of Bhutan. And so, yes, I think at the moment I plan to be back in September. I think you have a Thimphu statue? Yes, because I will be on my way to India from Canada, and I suddenly thought, well, perhaps I will call into Bhutan before I go to India or on my way out from India before I go back. So it would be my joy.
Thank you so much. So very, very happy to hear that you'll be here much sooner than I have expected. So thank you so much. Okay. So we have come to the end of our show. So thank you very much, Mother Ocean. It was such a lovely having this short conversation with you within this short time. Of course, I have learned a lot. I have got a lot of inspiration. I'm sure our viewers will also agree with me. Yes, so thank you very much.